with his 31-point night. And then on the other side, John, you and I sat here and we talked pregame. You said Luka's going to have a lot on his plate. He's going to need to put this team on his back. And I mean, he held it down for his 43-point effort. He was an assist shy of a triple-double. But as for the rest of the team, LA just struggled offensively. But does this raise some flags when you're considering how the Lakers can hold up for this next month or so without LeBron?
Yeah, I was having a little conversation offline with our colleague Sam Quinn from CBSSports.com, and he said, I'm trying to remember if Luka had a worse supporting cast in Dallas at any point than what he has right now with the Lakers without LeBron. You saw a supreme effort from Luka tonight, right out of the gate. As you mentioned, goes for 43 points, is one assist shy of a triple-double. Outside of Austin Reeves, who was in foul trouble tonight, Kiana, and sort of limited him, he went for 26 points. But outside of those two guys, didn't get a whole lot from the rest of the starting unit. Gabe Vincent, here and there, he was okay. Rui Hachimura had a couple of moments. I didn't think DeAndre Ayton played particularly well. Marcus Smart, bless his heart, he was flopping all over the floor, looked like a fish at times. The bench is very thin. You didn't get hardly anything out of Jared Vanderbilt. They went and acquired Jake LaRavia. He was basically a no-show. Jackson Hayes, same deal. They didn't like him last year in the starting unit. Maybe he'll be a boost off the bench moving forward. But the whole point here is that you're asking Luka to do a whole heck of a lot until LeBron comes back. And even when LeBron comes back, what does this team really have? I know it's one night. I don't mean to overreact here. All I'm saying is we already knew that the usage rate was going to be through the roof for Luka Doncic this season. I just wonder how much he can actually offer for the Lakers when the rest of the Lakers team tonight certainly did not acquit themselves. They just asked him to do way too much tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have to time to talk about this winning side of this matchup because Golden State coming out with this victory. I kind of look at the numbers. We talk about Jimmy Butler having his fantastic 31-point night, and you have Stephen Curry throwing in 23. Is this Warriors team looking like that old school Warriors that we might have known in recent memory? What's your thoughts after this game one of the season?
Well, we saw how they were two different teams last year, right? Before Jimmy Butler be a pest defensively. You saw Jonathan Kuminga, who was catching a bunch of DNP-CDs toward the end of last season. And then there was that contract negotiation thing that then did not go well. There was a little acrimony. Well, tonight, not only did he play, he started and played well. And I think a lot of that is because the pressure is taken off of him by just being in Steph's orbit, being in Jimmy Butler's orbit. So if you're the Golden State Warriors, you feel really good. You got your first win of the season in your first game on the road at your rival Lakers, and you're going, okay, more of that, like that unit that looks really good with Steph and Jimmy and Draymond in the starting lineup.
Yeah, got to be feeling good if you're Golden State right now. And like you mentioned, Butler addressing those Warriors free throw shooting issues right there. And we got to see a lot of that here in the season opener. As always, John Gonzalez, this is only game one. We got 82 more to go, and I'm sure you and I will be talking quite a bit over the season. Thank you so much. Taking a look at the Warriors' last 6 season openers when they're on the road. Look, they're road warriors. I mean, pun intended. They have 5 wins, just 1 loss when they're on the road, looking to keep their winning ways. And this team looking like that Warriors team as of late post Jimmy Butler trade.
At Continental Tire, passion is at the center of it.
Luka just a assist shy of a triple-double, finishing his night with 43 points. Lakers have plenty of questions they're going to have to answer without LeBron in the lineup. But for now, Warriors taking the first game, the first win of the year. We're joined by CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez on the heels of a season opening night in the association. And I want to begin this chat with that first game of the night that took 6 periods of the game to be decided. Double overtime between the Rockets and the Thunder. And to me, it almost felt a little postseason-esque. It's game one, though, of 82, so I don't terribly put too much stock into any team season from one game. But I want to start with the defending champs and just that late rally to force overtime. What did you take away from OKC on opening night?
Yeah, if you want to beat the defending champs, you got to play right to that final whistle. And this one was double overtime, Kiana. I mean, man, what a start to the NBA season. And I thought, okay, the Rockets, this giant lineup, they have the biggest lineup, Kiana, starting lineup since they started recording these things back in 1970, and they looked really good. And Amin Thompson on the ball as point Amin, I thought he was good. Kevin Durant, he had a couple knucklehead moments in the end of the first overtime where he tried to pull a Chris Webber and call a timeout that they didn't have. Luckily, the refs didn't see it, and then he steamrolled SGA at the end of the second overtime. But still, Kevin Durant, pretty good debut. Alperen Şengün looked good. So what happened with these guys? it was the turnovers, right? Once again, Oklahoma City plays through their defense. They had the best defense in the NBA last season. They were also number one in creating turnovers, Kiana, and number one at turning those into points. And that happened again tonight. They turned over the Houston Rockets 24 times. It led to 26 points. And then you just add in SGA. At one point, Kiana, I looked down, I was thinking to myself, this isn't a very good SGA game. And then I looked down, I'm like, oh, he's got 35 points and 5 assists and 5 rebounds and a couple of steals and blocks. Missed a couple free throws, which was uncharacteristic for him, except for the 2 that mattered at the end to win the game. So, man, Oklahoma City, you just can't kill those guys.
Yeah, it's like SGA kind of turned it into overdrive once we got into the later half of the game. But I do want to talk about the Rockets a little more because there was a lot of that talk heading into the game about Ime Udoka going big with their starting lineup. And they got this new look team with Kevin Durant. And we talked about him a little bit, but he finished his debut with 23 points, 9 boards while shooting 56% from the field. But what did you make of his night in particular in his debut outside of the Chris Webber moment?
Yeah, the Chris Webber moment wasn't great, right? Luckily, he got away with that one. And at the end, when he fouled out, he sort of steamrolled SGA. Amin Thompson was on the bench. You would expect Amin Thompson to draw that assignment late in the game in double overtime. The problem was he was cramping up, and they didn't want to bring him back in. It's game 1, right? So Kevin Durant got that assignment. Kevin Durant, considerably older, 10 years older than SGA. So I thought that he was just sort of tired at the end of the game, and I'm just going to put that aside and sort of excuse it. I thought on the whole, Kevin Durant looked really good, right? He opens up a lot of things for Amin Thompson, for Alperen Şengün, for Jabari Smith Jr., this giant lineup. And I thought for much of the game, they were really giving Oklahoma City a lot of problems. Obviously, they gave them all they could handle. It was a 1-point game that went to double overtime. So these two teams probably really probably okay with the way that they played in the opening game, considering there's probably some rust there, right? But yes, Kevin Durant, I think, is going to fit in seamlessly. Now, he's not a point guard, right? And we did see, again, as I mentioned, they turned the ball over. The Rockets did 24 times. That led to 26 points for Oklahoma City. So there's only so much that Kevin Durant can do, and that's something, even though they're going big, that's a positive for them. But the negative is, okay, we got to tighten up this ball handling here, take care of the ball more moving forward.
I think there are a lot of positives we could take away despite it being a loss for the Rockets, but just considering they're without Jalen Williams, you have Amin Thompson who left the game early, and you were still able to go toe-to-toe with the defending champs. So maybe some good things, some positives we can take out of that game. But I do want to talk about opening night's encore. I mean, it was a tale of 2 of last season's midseason acquisitions. Jimmy Butler leading the way for gold.
You know the NBA is back when Kendrick Perkins is back in the rotation for us on SportsCenter. A wonderful time of year. What a way to start the NBA season, dog. Thunder win in double overtime. How did they do it?
Well, I mean, the championship experience kicked in, right? And it started off by them getting stops. We saw Luke Dort forcing turnovers, fighting through screens. We saw Alex Caruso causing havoc, doing what he do. And then we saw SGA, the best player in the league, take over the game and show why he's the reigning MVP. I mean, the reigning MVP and Finals MVP. And I mean, he just picked the spots, and I haven't seen SGA sweat in 2 years, and I don't think he sweated tonight. That's how smooth he is. And, it's just when it matters the most, hey, give me the ball, space out, and the team trusts him to go to work. And this is why, in my eyes, you're looking at the best player in the league, because we saw it tonight on opening night.
Never gets out of his pace, never gets out of his game. Same things could be said for one Kevin Durant, part of that new look Rocket squad.
Dub Nation, can you believe what we just witnessed? This wasn't just a win. This was a statement, a declaration. The Warriors are back, and we just slapped that message across the Lakers' face on national TV. 119-109, in front of a full house, under the lights, against Luka Doncic, and we dominated. Let's not sugarcoat it. Luka was cooking. 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. He was doing everything. And still, it wasn't enough. That's how powerful this new Warrior squad is. You can drop 40+ and still catch an L if you're facing us now. Because you know who had next energy tonight? Jimmy freaking Butler. 31 points of pure menace. Mid-range pull-ups, fadeaways, tough drives. You could see it in his body language. This guy wasn't here to warm up. He was here to lead, to set the tone. and to absolutely cook the Lakers. And the best part? He did it without hijacking the offense. He flowed with Steph. He played off Dre. He let Buddy space the floor. He was aggressive but smart. That's the championship DNA we've been missing since KD left. Jimmy came in, put his stamp on the game, and did it like a true warrior. And speaking of Steph, man, still him. 23 quiet but deadly points. He wasn't hunting highlights, he was dissecting the Lakers' defense. That 3 in the fourth, cold as Antarctica. And the gravity he brings, Jimmy and Buddy were eating off that spacing. Let's talk about the under-the-radar hero tonight. Broke Draymond Green. I know the box score says 879 with a tech, but that doesn't tell the story. He was the quarterback, calling switches, hitting cutters, screaming at refs, setting monster screens. It was vintage Draymond, and it reminded us all what makes him special. Now let me be real. This Lakers squad looked shook. Yeah, Luka balled out. Yeah, Reeves showed some flashes. But outside of that, Darvin Ham looked lost. The rotations made no sense, no defensive answer for Butler. And if this is what they're bringing without LeBron, they're in trouble, fam. Let's flip it back to our side. The chemistry, already clicking. The intensity, real. The ceiling, scary high. This ain't a let's see if we can make the play-in team. This is a we want that top seed energy. And y'all know what really hit me? When Jimmy hit that dagger mid-range in the fourth, looked at the crowd and nodded, that's not a dude who's happy to be here. That's a dude who wants another finals run, and he picked the Warriors to do it. So I gotta ask Dub Nation, is this the best Butler has looked since the bubble? Are we witnessing the birth of a new big three in Steph, Jimmy, and Dre? And do y'all feel it too? That shift? That hunger? That warrior mentality? Because I'm telling you, if this team stays healthy, it's going to get scary for the rest of the league. Hit that like button if you believe in this squad. Comment below if you feel this energy. And don't forget to subscribe. We riding this wave all season long. Next game's coming, and we're not slowing down. Let's go, Dubs!